In this video, I'm going to show you how to research your ideal customer, especially if you don't have any clients and you're just starting out. You're going to use a basic SEO technique by checking out your competitors. And great if you're not sure where to start on finding your ideal client. SEO has been around even before Google search engine was a big player and was used to help websites get to the top of the search engine results. SEO, which stands for Search Engine Optimization, is just another tool you can use to get your online properties in front of your ideal customer. As I said before, SEO was used for websites, but can be used throughout any of your online properties. For instance, if you do keyword research for your business, why wouldn't you repurpose your efforts and use it with YouTube search engine, Google search engine, and even Pinterest search engine? I can go even further and make sure to use all this keyword research by incorporating the search terms and phrases into social media platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Google My Business. There's a ton of possibilities. There are some variations when researching each platform, but I'll do a different video on that. Overall though, you can use this SEO research for all your online properties. And when I do SEO research, it just helps me to understand what my customer is searching for and how they are searching it, which then allows me to create content around ideas and topics that I know my potential customer wants to know about. Hi, my name is Tracy and welcome to my channel where I break down digital marketing for the small business owner and entrepreneur. My mission is to simplify the steps to growing your business online, allowing you to create more time to lead a more balanced business life. If this is the type of content you want to watch, then make sure to subscribe to my channel. So let's get started. I'm going to show you a way to find out what your ideal customer is searching for using your competitors' websites. And I just want to remind you that this is very basic SEO. We're not taking all the data and using it the way we could. We're only taking a piece of it, but I just want you to get an idea of how this works. SEO is its own beast and has a lot of moving parts, but this will help you. I just want you to keep that in mind. Basic SEO. And the thing it's going to do is hopefully stir some brainstorming within you so that it helps you identify your ideal client. And instead of trying to think of that yourself, and if you don't have clients to actually get feedback, we're just going to look at some of your competitors and see who their ideal clients are based on what they're searching for. That way we can start building content around those search topics, and that should help narrow down or focus in more on your ideal client. So let's start with a graphic designer. If I put in graphic designer, I'm going to get a ton of stuff back from Google. Of course, I'm going to get graphic designer jobs, graphic designer salaries. So let's just narrow it down a little bit more, and we're going to do graphic designers for female entrepreneurs. We are going to get a list of graphic designers that must have somewhere in their content that they're for female entrepreneurs. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take some of these websites and we're going to throw them in some tools to see a little bit more about the keywords or search topics they are ranking for, and that will help us understand our client or our potential client and what they're looking for. So there is SEMrush, which I use and I love. There's SpyFu, which I used to use but decided I wasn't going to pay for several different tools that do pretty well the same thing, but definitely a great contender. And then there's Ahrefs or Ahrefs, I don't even know how to say it. That is one of my go-to digital tools. These are what we're going to use. I'm going to use this one here, and I'm just going to grab some of those URLs and just kind of see what's going on with them. So I just went over here and I took the first one. And the reason I'm taking the first one is because if I put graphic designer for female entrepreneurs and she's the top one ranking, then she should have some pretty good search terms that I might want to use to help me understand my client. All I did was I put it in the Site Explorer, and now I'm going to see what this all means. There's a lot of information you can get here, but what we're going to look for right now is we're going to look at her organic keywords. And we're going to see what, as a graphic designer for female entrepreneurs, what I should really be adding into my content, whether I'm on Instagram, if I'm doing a reel, if I'm doing YouTube channels, if I'm doing posts, text or image posts, I want to start adding this information. So up here is the volume. And that means how many on a monthly basis, the number of searches for that. So branding packages is definitely in there. Web design for female entrepreneurs. It doesn't have a lot, but that's definitely very targeted. Brand boards, brand package. People want to know how much it costs to retain someone for doing their graphics. So I just changed the sort because I want to see what the highest volume, just because it's the highest volume doesn't necessarily mean it's the best choice of words. Again, we want relevancy to what makes sense for you. This one, Printed Mint, is actually a portfolio project of hers. So I wouldn't go into print. I wouldn't use that as a search term, but maybe types of logos. If you're a graphic designer for female entrepreneurs and you could help get your potential client understanding the type of logos you provide for female entrepreneurs, logo types, brand marks, these are all great words to start including into your content that you're using. And then you definitely can see stuff that really wouldn't help, like how to crop artboard in Illustrator. That's not necessarily something you would want to rank for because that's more of what a graphic designer does internally. I'm not going to ask you to crop an artboard in Illustrator, and I don't need to know the inner workings of your graphic design tactics or how you do your graphic design. I'm more concerned of what it means to me. And that's why I would like to know about branding packages. I would like to know about logo types. I'd like to know about website branding. These are all great words that you as a graphic designer, or in, this demo of a graphic designer, would start using into your content. And let's do the second one. And we can throw it in here as well. But before we do that, we do want to make sure we're exporting over here all this information, because we have to remember that if we do anything more than once, we want a process in place. So you don't want to go back and do keyword research in a week because you didn't download this information. So you can export it out. You can pull it out as a Excel, or you can do CSV and you can throw it into Google Docs or whatever your spreadsheet platform is. And then you have information available that you've already got, especially if you're only doing the free trial on this. So let's go with this second one. Actually, I just want to see the overview of them. I like to get a sense. Okay, so they have 46 organic keywords, but they have a lot of domain authority, which is good, but this is slightly bad. So they're saying branding and web design for creative women business made by women for women. Female entrepreneurs graphic design. They're really getting their keywords in there. Graphic designs for entrepreneurs, website design for female entrepreneurs, web design. Yeah, you can use all that stuff as well. This website isn't necessarily ranking well for certain terms, and that's a whole different tutorial. All I want you to do or understand is that you can start to get some ideas for ways to create content from your competitors through their search results and search terms. So now I'm going to look and see some of the main words that are being used. Branding and web design for creatives. That's nice. Creative services. And then if I go down here, my related searches, that also might help me start to bring in words that help me create content that is directly related to my target audience. But the bases are that you are going to get a good idea of who you're going after, graphic designer for female entrepreneurs. That's what the service you offer. And then you're going to put it into the Google search bar. You're going to come up with some results. You're going to throw those results into your tool of choice. And then you're going to capture all that information in your documents. And you're going to start looking at the content and then start creating content around those words. And then see if that helps you get more of your targeted clients rather than just throwing content all over the place. You would then continue to do this until you felt satisfied with your results. Now you can take that research and use it not only for your websites, but for your social media as well. Use this information in your bio, your hashtags, your captions, your descriptions, any content, your alt text. You can even use it in your scripts for your videos. Do not keyword stuff. It will just work against you. But use these search terms or similar terms that mean the same thing all in your content. Create your content around these topics. Remember, this takes time, but will really help if you get the basics down now and create content that is relevant to your customers. And that's it. We're done. I highly suggest you watch the next video regarding digital marketing. And if you need more information, check out my resources in the video description below. And thank you for watching. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and be sure to subscribe to my channel to get more like this.